So here I am, 2 weeks after having moved to Goa and having settled in. I can't wait to live this new life out. I decided to move 3,000 miles away from my home to live alone after having lived there for 24 years. I decided to move to the western end of India in the state of Goa, all the way from the northeastern end of India from the state of Mizoram. The reason I decided to move is not because I hate my home city. It's also not because I couldn't afford to live there either. In fact, I had everything I practically needed back home and I was living a very comfortable life. So why did I decide to leave? Well, I have two reasons. If I was to answer this same question 2 years ago, my answer as to why I decided to move would have been to follow my dreams of becoming a professional skateboarder, and that reason would have stand on its own. But here today at the age of 24, becoming a professional skateboarder is only a very small fraction of why I decided to move. From the age of 14, I became heavily obsessed with skateboarding, and becoming a professional skateboarder was pretty much the only thing I ever dreamed of doing with my life throughout my teenage years. And in order to do that, I did my best to be able to win several skateboarding contests on the national level and some amateur skateboarding contests at world level so that I can become good enough to become a professional one day. But over the past couple of years, my concerns and priorities have expanded. I have come to understand that there's more to life than just pursuing excellence with a narrow vision. And so I suppose what I'm trying to say is that the first reason I decided to move is that I needed something that can push me forward in my life. I think everyone at a certain point in their lives fantasize about being able to have their life together, to not only be someone that's able to take care of themselves, but also someone that's reliable and dependable to the people in their lives. And I definitely have this desire. And I knew, even though I was living a comfortable life back home, there was no way I was going to be able to become the man that I wanted to become and to grow into that by living that comfortable life. And so moving 3,000 miles away from my comfort zone after 24 years, I felt was the exact thing that can provide me the opportunity. The second reason as to why I decided to move is quite different. I wanted to live a fuller life. I wanted to live a life where I can be constantly present in each moment and enjoy it, rather than living a life where I constantly anticipate and dream about what I'm gonna do. And in some sense, that's the kind of life I was living back home, and by moving here, I intend to change that. And having said that, I also think that being able to enjoy a moment and being present in it is a skill that has to be learned, and it's not something that's just gonna come to you by moving to a different place. So my plan in moving down here was to work full-time with a skateboard company called Piso Skateboards. And our initial plan was to move down here 2 months ago. But I broke my hand on March 9th and I was forced to stay back and delay this trip and stay at home to heal up. And in some sense, I dreaded that because I had become so reliant on skateboarding for my mental well-being that whenever I am unable to skate for more than a week, my mental health would spiral down into a very dark place. But for some reason, with this injury that I had 2 months ago, that did not happen. And so when I was forced to stay at home to heal up for 1.5 months, I saw this as an opportunity to learn how to be present and enjoy smaller moments and the simpler days of my life. I actually wrote a poem regarding this. I'll just read it out to you guys. It's in blank verse and it goes like this. It would be a shame to worry today, as I sit beneath the pale lavender night eventide. Today isn't a landmark, nor does it hold for me any victory to celebrate. But as the bards of the heavens sing their song and hour shy before the crickets of the dark, in this serene moment I dwell and feel. It would be a shame to not take today as it is. Forbidding myself of the fear of what might come, I realize everything I've ever feared has led me to this, to now, this moment of peace. And for a while I can see, no matter the pathway life is to follow, countless more moments like this will come if I should but take the time to feel them as they come and not worry so much. It would be a shame to worry today. That's it. And so I made the efforts and I learned to be present in each moment, enjoying the company of the people that I held dear. So I learned to enjoy the simplest days that hold nothing so that I can enjoy life to the fullest on days that are special, that are bound to come, that will hold something. The last morning I spent was very memorable. I had the last of my favorite moments and I enjoyed them and I lived them. And then I was off to live a new life. When I first got here, the first few days that I spent here were completely messy. There was a lot of organizing and unpacking to do, both physically and mentally and emotionally as well. It was quite hard moving out of the bubble that I had taken refuge in for the past 24 years. But the very fact that it was so hard was also proof to me that this is exactly what I needed in order to be able to grow and move forward in life. I've learned a lot about appreciating small moments in the past year. There's a prevalent idea today that goes something like, all that matters right now is to be able to see what you did wrong today so that you can improve it in the future. And while I don't deny or reject this idea completely, I have also come to understand that that's not all that matters all the time. I think it's worth our time and our efforts to be able to see and appreciate what we did right today that we might have done wrong in the past, no matter how trivial that might seem now, and to enjoy the outcomes of our improved behaviors today as a result of our mistakes and hurts of the past. So here I am, 2 weeks after having moved to Goa and having settled in. I can't wait to live this new life out and see it unfold. But before I go, I also want to say one thing to you, the viewers. There comes a certain point in your life where you'll feel stuck and you'll feel that you need to take one big step to keep moving forward in life. And that one big step for me was moving 3,000 miles away from my comfort zone to live alone and to learn to take care of myself. This big step that I've taken is not easy for me, and when you have to take it, it won't be easy for you. But I also understand that this is the one step that can take me closer to the transcendent version of myself that I want to become, that I dream of becoming, and to live life fully with all that it offers to me. I think everyone has that vision of a version of themselves that they'd like to become, that they dream of becoming. And that's what I'm chasing. And if you relate to this message of being stuck that have been shared to you and of moving forward, I hope that you find your strength and your way to carry yourself forward when the time's right.
Oh, shit.